Hello and welcome to Learn to Drive the Easy Way. I am approved driving instructor Michael Gambin, and I'm going to show you how to drive a manual, automatic or vehicles fitted with disability controls in the easiest way possible. So sit back, relax and enjoy. And please remember to hit the subscribe button underneath to see any future videos. Thank you. So the emergency stop. Now, this is something that some people panic about, but it's nothing to worry about, and it is a hugely important part of driving. We never know when something's going to happen. You may have seen in the videos before how often I check my rear view mirror, and that's because if something does happen in front of me, I already know what's going on behind. I don't want to basically have no knowledge of what's going on, because that might basically cause an accident. But with an emergency stop, that's when we have absolutely no other option. So you'd be driving down the road and something happens in front of you. We need to stop the car as quickly as possible. It's quite simple. All you do is go from the accelerator to the brake as firm as you possibly can. Now, you will get used to the braking points of your car, okay, and what we call a maximum braking pressure. It may not be all the way down, it might only be 90% of the way down. But what could happen is you get something called ABS kicking in. Now, ABS, and this will come up in your theory test, is what we call anti-lock braking system. ABS is an electronic program on the car, and the way it works is it has a sensor on each of the four wheels, and if one of those four wheels stops spinning, the car knows that that wheel's gone into a skid, which will then engage the ABS. Now, the easiest way to think about it is if you imagine that that is the brake disc, okay, which is similar to the the wheel of a bike. You then have two pads, and those pads basically squeeze into the disc to make the car slow down or stop. When the ABS kicks in, it will very quickly pump those brakes, so the wheels will spin slightly, stop, spin slightly, stop, spin slightly, stop, and that will give your wheels some traction to allow you to steer the car whilst being in a skid. Now, if the ABS does kick in, it is nothing to worry about. Just keep your foot or your hand on the brake pressure and allow the car to do its own thing. It will feel uncomfortable, there will be a violent vibration through the car, and sometimes your car might have the hazard lights kicking in or the brake lights might flash. Again, you don't have to cancel anything, it will do it for you. Once the car has come to a complete and utter stop, look around, make sure that there's nothing going to overtake you before you then drive on again. Now, on your driving test, the examiner will park you first, so you're not going to be all of a sudden panicked by the examiner saying stop. They will give you a heads up of what's going on, and the examiner will say to you on the side of the road, what I would like you to do is carry out the emergency stop or controlled stop maneuver. I would like you to pull away same way as you would do normally, and then I'm going to look over my right shoulder. This is to make sure there's no one behind them, okay? They will then say, please do not take that as a signal, but when I put my hand out and say stop, I want you to stop the car as quickly and safely as possible. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, ask them, okay? Don't be scared. If you don't have any questions, that's fine. The examiner will then say, thank you, I would like you to drive on when safe to do so. To which you would do your POM routine to drive on as you would do normally. Once the examiner has looked over their shoulder, if there is no one behind, they will then carry out the emergency stop with you, to which you will use that technique. Once the car's come to a complete stop, and sometimes the examiner will say, thank you, drive on when safe to do so. You don't need to wait for that prompt, you can do the POM routine on your own to drive on. But the examiner will then state, thank you, I will not ask you to do that again. It does not mean that you've done it good or bad. It's simply to say, if I'm saying thank you to somebody, don't panic and hit the brakes again. I hope that video has so far helped, and this video will now show you how to actually do it. Okay, so the examiner's told you to do the emergency stop. You're going to do your pom routine as you would do normally. If it's safe, you then pull away again as you would do normally. Don't feel that you have to do 150 miles per hour. You don't. Okay, just take your time, drive as you would do normally. I'm going to build up my speed to about 20 miles per hour here, to which the examiner will then say stop. To which the examiner will then say stop. To which the examiner will then say stop. And that's all it is. Okay, as soon as you come to that complete stop, do your observations, make sure it's safe before you then pull away. If there is someone overtaking you, do not pull away. Keep the car in the middle of the road and allow them to overtake you. You can feel the ABS kicked in there. It's because the floor is quite wet, but there's nothing wrong with that happening. Okay, don't feel that you've done anything wrong. It's fine. Okay, I hope this video has helped, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.